Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you're at. I want to thank you for checking out this episode of the Cali Truck Stop Theater. Well, uh, well, I just got out of Walmart not too long ago, and as they say, the struggle is real. I've been hearing about uh, about the store shelves getting cleared of all the disinfectant products and stuff like that, right? Man, I I didn't record it. I was thinking about doing it, but then I was like, nah, I won't do that. But I went up in the Walmart and um, I'm up here in Kansas right now. I'm at Junction City, Kansas at the moment, right? So I go uh, I go to the uh, to the Walmart here, and I'm going. I got a couple of items that I needed, but while I was in there, I was like, well, I probably should get some, probably should get some other, some more disinfectant stuff, in case I run out. Um, Even though I know I've been hearing that stuff is flying off the shelves and stuff like that. I mean, you all could have the toilet paper. I got my other means of getting toilet paper and stuff like that. So I ain't, you know, I ain't hard pressed on toilet paper. The hell? But the one thing, I don't know. I'll have to see if there's a. I wonder if there's an army base or something close by here. I'm gonna have to check it out, see what they got. I've been seeing a lot of military folk roaming around out here. I don't know. Probably nothing of concern or anything, but um, but I see them with the Humvees rolling around out here and stuff like that. So I'm just observing with stuff like that. They're probably just doing their little practice exercises or whatever. Um, but yeah, that's a lot of. I mean, I've seen military folk walking around in their uniforms and stuff like that. Going home and stuff like that. Hell, I was military once and was doing the same stuff. But but no, this is a. I mean, you got people. I mean, just straight up walking around in all camouflage. I ain't seen them with no, with no no equipment on or nothing like that. But that is just something that I noticed. Because they're driving around in the government vehicles and stuff like that. So I'm just thinking that there's a military installation close by, but I am being observant of that, just in case something go down. I try to get the hell out of Dodge. I'm not in Dodge. That's Kansas also. But anyways, so I was over at the Walmart, and I went and got me some things, and and then I was like, well, let me go and check and see what they got for for disinfectants and stuff like that. Man, I'm telling you, they was cleared out. I mean, I ain't never seen no bare shelves before. These shelves was bare, and I mean everything that was disinfectant in the disinfectant area. All the well, all that was considered to be, that's been marketed to as a disinfectant stuff. So anything like Clorox, um, Lysol, those big brand names. Even Great Value was missing. Um, but there was no hand sanitizers nowhere. So Purell was gone, and those generic ones, those is gone too. But that was but the hand sanitizers and stuff was over there towards where the pharmacy was. And so I was like, well, I needed some more hand sanitizer because I only had like a little bit left, and I just finished using it up. Um, it was just a little thing of hand sanitizer, but I just finished using that up. But I was like, well, I'll figure I'll go and get me a big old container full of hand sanitizer. And no go. Anything that was considered hand sanitizer, gone, gone. So the disinfectant sprays was gone, the wipes was gone, the hand sanitizers and stuff is gone. But then again, I'm okay. You know, I'm all right without the hand sanitizing stuff. I mean, the truck stops has got them. You know, they got little hand sanitizer. They've always had the hand sanitizing stations um, all throughout the truck stop area. So that's a tip for you guys. If especially for you people who are not truck drivers, if you got a truck stop that's close by, I mean, I know Love's truck stops. I mean, they got them all over the damn store. So if you need some hand sanitizing, some hand sanitizer, or whatever, take a trip down to the Love's truck stop or one of your other truck stops. As a matter of fact, I didn't think about that, but they might sell some hand sanitizer at the truck stops. Don't didn't check on that, but maybe I'm gonna have to check on that. But yeah, you're going to places like Walmart, you know, Target, all these places that have you know, the hand sanitizer and the cleaning solutions. You might not come out with anything because it's stuff. I mean, stuff is, like I said, the struggle is real. But I ain't worried about it. So I got stuff out of the stuff that I needed, and they, like I said, they had none of those cleaning products, none of those cleaning disinfectant agents. So I got a couple of different little stories for you. But I was coming out of the Walmart. You know how you go through the checkout, you go and you check out the stuff. You know, I almost always use the self checkout. When I see the line is not too bad, I'll go there and I'll do self checkout because hell, I'll be scanning stuff, quick, because I like to get in and get out. I don't like hanging out at these places. I like to get in and get out, get back in my truck and relax. So I try to when I get the chance, if it doesn't look if it doesn't look too busy there, I'll go ahead and use the self checkout and just go through it. But anyways, I went through the self checkout and I scanned my little products, and they got the camera there, and they got that they do have those sensors in that self checkout area. So if you have something that hasn't been scanned, the barcode hasn't been scanned, and you walk out of that area with that item, it may signal an alert. You don't see them, but they're there, and if they're up and running, and you get away from the or you get out of that area right there without the machine recognizing that it got that product, the alarm could go off. So they got that. Okay, they got, and they also have somebody working in the self checkout area, right? They sitting there watching everybody like a hawk, right? So I go through there. I'm in front of the camera scanning my stuff. They got that. Put my card information in the machine. So they got my card information. So they got my name. They know who the hell I am. So got all that, and I've started booking it for the door. And as I'm going to the door, you know how they got somebody sitting there at the door that they want to check your receipt and stuff, right? So, a lady came over. How you doing? And I was like, I ain't got time for that. And I kept walking, right? And I was thinking about this as I approached her. I'm like, why is it that they got to check out my receipt? When I just purchased this stuff. They got me on camera purchasing the stuff. They got somebody sitting right there, waiting for or in the self checkout area looking at me. They got all these anti-theft devices in the store. They have undercover security walking around the place. Why do I need to get checked? Why do I need you to check my stuff at the door as I'm leaving? I already paid for the stuff. This stuff is essentially mine, which means you don't need to be looking through my stuff. I mean, and so but I'm like, I've thought about this often, because I'm like, why would you do something like that? And furthermore, a lot of times they don't even look at what you got. They just take your receipt and just put a hole in it, or just put a marker on there. Like, what did that do? I mean, you didn't really check to see if everything matched on on the receipt or whatever. So that little thing. But but the main thing is I'm like, why? Why would you subject the customers to doing that? A stop and frisk. That's essentially what it is. It's a stop and frisk. And we've been conditioned to accept that. And I just want to say this, and I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to be rebellious. I'm not saying that for any reason. It's just that I'm thinking about this stuff, and I'm like, I don't think that it's right for you to have to check stuff that I purchased full and outright, just to see what I got in my basket. I mean, if you wanted to see what I had in my basket, just go to the computer system and pull up the register of items that I purchased. But I was like, nah. Today, as she's approaching me, I'm thinking to myself, not today. I'm not gonna be having nobody, looking through my stuff today, and I'm, it's just that I just don't see the purpose in having to do that, and I'm well, it's the conclusion where I'm like, well, it's conditioning us to, for stop and frisk, pretty much. And look, I'm not stealing nothing, so I mean, there's nothing for me to hide, but yet, I'm not stealing anything. But I'm like, well, it's my own idea whether or not I want you to look at what I bought or not. And so I was just feeling a certain way. I'm like, I don't want you to be looking at my stuff, and I wasn't mean to the lady. I just told her, oh, not today. I'm not. I don't have time. And I just kept it pushing. She didn't stop me. She didn't she didn't do anything like that. But I'm like, you shouldn't have to be subject to that stuff. Now, if you're going to a place that that's a members only type of thing, that might be a little different. Where if it's in the contract, you may be required as a condition to stay a member. That may be grounds for you to be subject to be stopped and your items looked over. But for regular places where anybody can go to, I feel that you shouldn't have to. I feel you shouldn't have to go through that if you don't want to. And so, like I was just saying a little while ago, I'm not saying that to be mean or be rebellious or anything like that. It's just that I don't see the purpose in you having to stop me to take a look at my stuff, because on a really low level way of thinking, lies that thought of, you think that I stole something. That's that really low level line of thought there. That's just in your mind. You think I stole something. Why do you think I stole something? I outright purchased. You stopping me to look at my stuff. But for the most part, you just throw that thought away, and you're just like, well, they're just gonna look. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing I didn't that I didn't outright buy or whatever. So you just let it go. But I'm like, you really don't have to stop and let them go through your items. If they have a problem with that, just tell them as you walk out the door. If you believe that I stole something, get the police on the phone and hope they catch me before I leave the parking lot. But I don't want you looking at my stuff. And so, like I said, she didn't have a problem with it. She just let me roll on through. And so you just that's just something that if you don't like the fact that you have to get picked out and searched or whatever, just remember, you can refuse that. You can just keep it pushing. You know, just and I'm not saying to be mean to the people and like that, but just say, just tell them polite, no, no, thank you, and keep going. Or uh, you know, oh no, no, I can't stop and talk to you. I got corona, or corona, or, something like that. Just just say something to throw them off guard or scare them off or something, or, whatever. So that was it. But then while I was thinking about all this stuff about Corona, because you know what, man, this is getting crazy out here. I mean, you go, as of yet, for the last, I don't know, almost a week, if I've ever gotten out to go somewhere where there's a lot of people, or where there's at least three people congregating around or whatever, conversating, not one time in the last week have I walked past a group of people who are conversating about something, and somebody either brings up a conversation of the corona epidemic or cracks a joke at it. I mean, every time, every day that I've, like, let's say I go to the truck stop or something like that, even in the Walmart here, I hear people, make some little comment about the coronavirus, and what was I? I was going somewhere with that. But yeah, it's crazy how everybody's listening to what's being said about it. And if you see my other videos, I'm not acting like I'm not acting like I'm not acting like I'm immune to the thing, but I am immune to it in a way. I'm not acting like like I can't get it or whatever like that. I have a belief that I'm protected from all this stuff, but that doesn't mean that I can't get it. It just means that I would have to be smart about my dealings to try to avoid not catching it. But if I do catch it, it's not going to matter in the end. It's not going to matter in the end if I get it or not. I just pray that I don't get it, and I pray that those that I love and interact with don't get it either. But so anyways, I left the while I had the coronavirus fresh in my head from listening to people talk about it and stuff like that. I close to where I park is a Chinese restaurant. It's like almost in the same parking lot as where I park my truck at. and and I just got this wild thought, because I mean, hell, I'm waiting for my load to be ready. So I got here this morning, and it's not ready, which I was expecting that. The thing told me that wasn't gonna be done till later tonight, but I rarely ever listen to those appointment times. Sometimes it's they'll let you take, the shipper will let you take the product or whatever. Sometimes they'll make you wait, but in this case they just didn't have the shipment ready. So as soon as it becomes ready, which it should be ready well before the appointment time, I can go ahead and take it, provided that I got time to do it. But that's my plan anyways. So I got this crazy idea, and I went running up into the Chinese restaurant, right? I ran up in there, and I ran in there and I started huffing and puffing like, oh my god, oh, and the lady at the register, oh, can I help you, sir? You want one? I was like, oh, I need help. And she, oh, what's wrong? It's like, I'm being chased. I call 911. She goes, what's wrong? I said, I'm being chased. By who? And I says, I'm being chased by the coronavirus, you know. And she got mad. You get out of here. You get out. You get out. Don't play. No play. I'm no corona. Get out. Oh man. Anyways, I'm just well. So I'm cracking jokes about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy and in spirits. Happy in spirit. It's like I think I understand what the writer in the Bible says when he says I laugh in the midst of calamity. It's like I'm with what's going on in this world. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on that is dangerous and detrimental to one's health and existence. But I mean, with this particular thing, it's a little different for me. It's like even though that it is a tragic thing. I mean, people are getting very sick off of the coronavirus, and they're also dying. I mean, that part of it is it's not happy or anything like that, because people are dying and getting injured from the coronavirus. But it's just one of them things where it's like, this stuff's going on in the world, but you know what? I'm not gonna let that affect my world. I'm not gonna let it affect my outlook on things, or my outlook of the world. So I look at it, and I look at it like, really, it's beneath me. I really do have the mindset of that. That this is beneath me, and that it has no power to come near me. And why I can say that is because it is the power of God. It is the power of God that does keep it away from me. So, and the power of God doesn't necessarily mean that it's some force that's really keeping it away, but in a sense it is that. But the other part of it is just having a mindset, is having some knowledge, having some wisdom about what's going on. So you got something that's contagious, and people who are carrying it are coughing and all that kind of stuff. Well, knowledge and wisdom would tell you that you want to try to avoid situations where you're around people that could be contagious, which means that you have to be aware of your surroundings. You gotta start looking at people. You gotta start listening for any abnormal sounds, or you gotta start listening for people who's got the sniffles, who's coughing, who's doing all that stuff. You gotta watch people as they're walking around touching things. You gotta that's what comes with the knowledge and the wisdom. The knowledge and the wisdom says that to stay away from large crowds. Anybody that you come in contact with, look them over, see if they look sick. If you hear anybody coughing and sneezing and sniffling, take note of that stuff. Watch to see if they're sitting there rubbing their face and stuff like that. Look and see what they're touching. Avoid those things. The other thing is wash your body, wash your hands, wash your body, get all the germs and stuff off of you. Take the disinfectants and stuff like that, and wipe down the surfaces. Wipe down the surfaces inside or in your living quarters, or places or things that you touch on a regular basis, which I'm gonna have to do with my phone because I touch that a lot, so I'm gonna have to go and wipe my phone down again. But yeah, that's what the knowledge and wisdom will do for you, and that is part of the protection of God. So it's not just like, hey, I got the power of God, and He's got His hand out there in front of me. No, it doesn't have to be all that. But yes, there is there is that aspect of it to where, yes, the virus and its effects will avoid me because I have that mindset of it's beneath me, and that in that sense I don't really have to worry about it. So, but anyways, I uh, I was just getting on here just to just to talk on the camera here. I was just watching a Les Brown video. Um, well, it was a what do you call it? A simulcast, I think. What was it? A simulcast webinar, something like that. Well, but anyways, he was discussing the topic that he was discussing about was um, being able to, or he titled it as the art of storytelling, and he was talking about giving out some tips and stuff like that on being able to tell stories and be able to be able to tell stories so that you can make connections with people and one of the things that he says was that in the art of storytelling is that um, especially when you're trying to connect with them, you can connect with them by telling your background, your story, and you kind of tell it in a way to where it's like when the person is hearing your story, they forget about their story and they immediately connect with yours, and they get that connection. Um, they get that connection with you, and so that's one of the things that he was talking about. And and I'm just like super summarizing it, but that's one of the things that I got from it. And so I'm just basically just trying to I'm just practicing and trying things out, and just trying to perfect that particular craft. Um, when I'm saying I'm trying to perfect that craft, I'm saying it with the mindset of this. Now we've all heard of the saying called practice makes perfect, and I used to go by that saying, but I have since realized that practice makes perfect is not really a good saying to use, and here's why. Because sometimes you can practice something and it might not be the right thing to practice, and so when you're saying practice makes perfect, if you're practicing the wrong thing, in a sense, it is a true saying. Practice does make perfect, and if you're practicing the wrong thing, you're going to be perfect in the wrong thing that you practiced. So the saying that the modified saying to that is that practice makes permanent, which gives you a better understanding that whatever you're practicing, whatever habit or whatever skill that you're practicing on. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. At least when you say that when practice makes perfect. When you do that, when you think of that, practice makes perfect. That gives you a better understanding. Like, whoa, okay, so it makes you more conscious and more aware of if you practice something the wrong way, you're going to end up perfecting that practice, which very well could be the wrong way. So practice makes permanent, which means that what you're doing is you're just perfecting an idea, or you're perfecting an action that it very well might not be the right thing. So when I think about that, I'm like, yeah. So when I'm learning a new skill, or I'm trying to perfect a skill or something like that, I want to be conscious of whether or not it's the right way or not, or if it is, and a right way would just, it can be generalized. I mean, there's some things that you can do it many different ways, and the result becomes right. But there are some times where there's only one way to do something in order to get right the right action for something. So excuse me. So yeah, that's what I'm just doing, is just trying to practice being in front of the camera, practice you know my communication skills and things like that. That's part of my self development. It's just doing this, and you know. But anyways, this is so I got plenty of time to spare here. I'm going to end up taking another break and going back to sleep here in just a little bit, just because I gotta wait till my load is finished. So I think what I'll do is I'll just end up I'm definitely gonna do some more reading. So I might just do another video continuing on with the real Christmas story, and after that I'll just probably just end up going back to bed or whatever. So I want to thank you all for watching the video. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, that big old red button that you see right on down there, right on down there. There you go. Or because the camera's flipped, it might be right over in that direction. So it's a big red button. It says subscribe. Okay, and then what you're gonna do after you hit the subscribe button, there's a little bell icon that's right there next to the subscribe button. Hit the bell. Okay, hit the bell, and then a little pop-up box is gonna come up. Hit the selection that says all videos, or just all, or whatever. Select that. Okay, and then there's gonna be a thumbs up and a thumbs down icon. Okay, so what you want to do then is hit that thumbs up icon. I need at least 15 likes per video. Okay, I have 20 subscribers right now. I need at least 15 likes per video, but also what I would like to have is 5 more. See, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more subscribers, so I can have 25 subscribers. That's my goal right now, is to get 5 more subscribers, so that I can have a total of 25 subscribers on my channel. Okay, so I know you can help me out with that. So go ahead and do that. Do that, and it's not going to cost anything. You clicked on my video, so why not? I mean, keep the clicks coming. Click subscribe. Click on the bell. Click on the thumbs up. You're good to go. So you all take care. God bless you, and stay healthy, and get wealthy. All right.